Hello, good people of YouTube. Mountbatten here, and today I'm going to be talking about the things that I think wargaming does wrong. Now, about a week or so ago, I released a video saying, titled "Everything That Wargaming." Well, it wasn't everything wargaming gets right. It was what I think wargaming gets right. So that video, you guys seem to enjoy that video pretty well, so I'm giving it a sequel, and I'm going to be talking about some of the things that I think wargaming gets wrong. This is, of course, not everything that I think is wrong with the game. That video would be very, 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 very long. But just right out in front, I do like this game. I don't know, I don't like it. I actually love this game. That's why I have a YouTube channel based off of it, and I post a video a day because I just love this game this much. Now, that being said, of course, there are many problems with it, and we'll be talking about some of my biggest ones in this video. And I mean, just up front, the carrier rework and the introducing of submarines, yes, Wargaming did fumble it with the carrier rework. However, I do think they are treating the implementation of submarines a bit better. But I'm not going to talk too much about either of those things because those things could get their own video still. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. Oh, this is not like a list type of video or anything. I'm just going to go and ramble on about what I think wargaming gets wrong. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing I think wargaming gets wrong is the implementation of all these new, not premium resources, but I guess super grind resources, I guess you could say. So, with every event that's been going on, wargaming has implemented some type of new grindable resource that you have to get by playing either a ton of games, like the Republic tokens, where you have to go through all your ships and play almost all of them, or actually, yeah, you have to play all of them to earn this resource, earn any significant amount of this resource. I mean, it works well for someone like me who has over 100 ships. I mean, reviewing ships for a hobby and posting it to YouTube certainly helps with the collection of ships. But for your average person, well, they probably won't ever get up to that top grind. And with the Republic tokens, the top grind, of course, was a chance to... And again, this is where it really gets me. A chance to get early access to the Mogador. Now, the Mogador is the Tech Line Tier 9 French destroyer. It's not a premium ship. It's a Tech Line ship that you had to get. I think it was 100, 200, I think 600, 700 of these tokens, of these Republic tokens almost. And then, from my understanding, I was personally going to grind this out because, like I said, I got 150, 160 ships. No problem, I could easily hit that. But what stopped me from grinding it was that it wasn't to get the Mogador, it was to get a chance to get the Mogador. So you would have had to have bought the container bundle with doubloons for a chance to get the Mogador. Now, again, maybe if it was a premium tier 9, I might have done that and maybe spent some money trying to get a premium tier 9 destroyer. But no, it was a Tech Line destroyer that I'll be able to grind out once the French destroyer line fully releases in the next update or so. Why? Why? It seems like a ripoff to me. I mean, yeah, some of the stuff you get in the containers are nice, the camos and the coal and the occasional doubloons, but a Tech Line Tier 9, really? It just doesn't seem worth it to me, and it seems like Wargaming is just trying to get you to either buy containers to quicken this, because I do believe in the containers you can get the Republic tokens. And if it wasn't for this super grindy resource, I'm pretty sure the last super grindy resource, whatever the hell they called it, you could get it in the premium containers. So it seems like they're trying to sell you that, and they're also trying to quote unquote sell you a tier 9 tech ship. It doesn't seem worth it to me, and all these grindy resources, it's like, do we need any more resources in the game? Coal, steel, doubloons, and credits. That's all you need. Coal, in my opinion, is fine. Everyone can earn it. You can earn some pretty, well, not some pretty nice, some really, really, really nice premium ships through coal. Steel for clan battles, I get it. It's the more competitive game mode, so it's the rare resource. I'm fine with steel. And I think the Christmas steel event, when you have so much steel you can earn on each of your ships in port, I think that event is fine. It's a good chance for people who don't have a chance to really go out and grind steel nonstop to earn some steel. I think that's fine. And of course, the blooms and credits, perfectly fine. I don't see why we need a new resource every time a certain event comes around. You can just make it worth coal. I mean, well, I guess they don't want you to use coal, because then you can just save up coal and skip the whole purpose of trying to make you to buy trying to get you to buy containers and such. But that is really just one of my biggest ires, is all these new premium resource super grindy resources. I don't think they're technically premium resources. Well, I guess they are, because you do either have to grind the crap out of them to get it, or you do have to buy the containers to get them. So I guess they are kind of premium resources. But anyway, that's the first major issue. Second major issue is, well, kind of the lack of communication sometimes between what's coming out in the game and the community. And well, I guess not really the lack of communication, or well, no, I guess this would be a lack of communication issues. And Lord, I'm going to butcher the name of the ship. The Veritas Unitas, the Austro-Hungarian battleship. I'm sorry, people from Austria, that I know I just slaughtered that name. Was supposed to be I think a tier 4 premium battleship that was supposed to come out ages ago, and it seems like it's been shelved, and we don't know anything that's going on with it. And that's just one example. I mean, this has happened several times to several ships where they just get shelved and suddenly they get released. It's like, Wargaming, we would like to know what's up with that ship. I mean, especially a premium ship, you would think they would be keeping us constantly updated on that. Now, I know there is some issues with the balancing because of her armor and her guns, and, well, it doesn't really fit at tier 4. They may want to put it at tier 5, but then you get to tier 5, her guns would be outmatched, and this and that, and so forth and so on. But, it is frustrating for people who are waiting for, either that ship or any other ship that was supposed to have been released ages ago, and now it's just kind of, Wargame's just kind of like, well, I have no idea what you're talking about. And who knows? It's possible, entirely possible, that the day this video gets uploaded, they magically release the ship, because that has happened before with the Alaska. Alaska was stuck in development hell for however long, and then I released a video called "Where the Hell is Alaska?" and I think like 3 days later they released her. So maybe I'll call some luck with the Unitas in this regards. But that is another issue. And it's not only premium ships, certain game mechanics and other features. It's like, they say they're going to rework them, and then they're kind of silent on it for a long time. Then, oh, hey, it's here. And they have gotten a lot better with it, but it is still extremely frustrating, in my opinion at least. Alright, next up is this stupid, in-game thing that they're trying to implement with the Naval Training Center, or Research Bureau, whatever it's called now. I really don't think this is a good idea. I mean, the current iteration of it, where you can earn the Colbert and the Ohio, I think that's fine as far as game balance goes. That last idea they have with the special upgrades to the tier 10s, that was a dumpster fire, and I'm glad that died out quickly. But it's just like, why do I need to re-research a whole line in order to get, not just once, if it was once or twice, okay, maybe, but 6 times to get a tier 10 light cruiser? What? Really? And, unless the Colbert is just a stupidly crazy good ship, I'm probably not going to do it. And I know a whole lot of other people aren't going to do it. And the Ohio, I love the way it looks and the way it plays so far, but I just don't know if it's worth it. I mean, I have a full-time job, so I certainly do not have the time to re-grind a line again when I'm still working on grinding other lines. Now, maybe if you could earn it while you were grinding other lines. I think that would be pretty cool. And that would actually encourage me to go out and grind some lines that, you know, I never thought about grinding before. Like, I mean, I would have to, for example, regrind the German cruiser line, because there's no way in hell I'm resetting my German battleship line, because I love the Kurfürst so much. So I have to go and reset my German cruiser line and, you know, regrind to the Hindenburg 6 times. But I think it'd be pretty cool if, like, you know, it would encourage you to go grind some new lines, like, I don't know, like the Russian destroyer line for me. Maybe, you know, the reward for grinding 6 new lines could just be the Colbert, you know. Imagine by the time someone has grinded out 6 lines, they'll have a pretty good idea of how to play the game, so it's okay to give them a tier 10. But yeah, just this. I think there could be a better solution to endgame for the players in this game that have, you know, done everything. But this research bureau thing, I do not think it's a good idea. I really don't. Not that it's going to hurt the game. It's just that the only people that are going to do it are the crazy diehards. And if you have done everything in this game, I'm not causing crazy. I'm saying you've managed to grind everything in the game, and I think that's crazy. But the diehards that just play this game all the time. So the super unit comes, and that's going to be the people that mostly get these ships. So yeah. Oh boy, I just do not think that's a swell idea. Alright, so the last thing I want to talk about today is what I like to call knee-jerk balancing. It seems that, especially, and we have seen this with the carrier rework, just the knee-jerk balancing that Wargaming has done to the game. If you were around when the carrier rework came out, you definitely saw this happening a lot. It's like the carriers would swing from being ungodly overpowered to useless. Ungodly overpowered to useless. Hand of God, wet paper towel. You know, just destroyer of worlds, you know, a vague annoyance. And some carriers have really suffered for this. For example, the Graf Zeppelin. My favorite carrier. There's literally no point to playing the Graf Zeppelin unless you want to meme with the secondaries for a bit. But it's a completely useless ship now. And it's like now finally it's kind of getting better, but it's still kind of swinging a bit too. And this certainly could have been prevented by, well, what they're doing with submarines now, taking a longer time to test them, having them being put into their own game modes before going live on the live servers of the game, and then even when it gets put in on the live server of the game, it's still going to be in their own unique separate game mode for a while before they finally get introduced into the base game, which I think that's a good way to approach it. There's plenty of time to test and patch and fix where it's not affecting the main game. But if this is the end of it, then that last point is kind of, you know, if they're going to do this with every new thing they implement into the game, then, well, that's a nice solution to the problem. But I doubt they'll do this. I mean, because after submarines, there's really no other class of ship they can really introduce into the game. And they have done this to a couple of, you know, unique ships before. I mean, individual ships before. You know, they get buffed one patch and they get nerfed the other patch. They get buffed one patch and they get nerfed the other patch. You know, and it's kind of like, shouldn't this have been done and finished in testing? It's not the purpose of testing. You know, once the ship goes live, that should ideally be the last time you have to work on it, unless it, you know, just becomes that ideally should be the last time you have to do anything with it for at least, I would imagine, 3 or 4 months, and then if it still needs some balancing by the times the masses have got their hands on it and it's still obviously an issue, then yeah, that's a valid point. But just the knee-jerk balancing, it's really just, it was annoying with the carriers and with the submarines coming out. I just really hope that it doesn't become an issue again. But if it does, then this point is valid. But if submarines come out and release smoothly, then hey, this point is completely unnecessary. And I do hope that this point becomes completely unnecessary, because I do hope the submarines have a nice smooth launch. But anyway, I mean, there's gonna be people they're gonna hate submarines. There's gonna be people that love submarines, but that's another topic for another video. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna end this video here before it gets too long. You guys have to listen to me ramble for 20 some odd minutes. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the video, let me know what you think down below. What are some of the things that Wargaming gets wrong? I know there's some of you with quite a few grievances with Wargaming, so let them out in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and a comment and hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers. We're under 200 away from that goal, so I hope we get there pretty soon. Anyway, guys, I hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Hope to catch you guys in the next one.